Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Spotlight. I am Teresa Strong-Myers with Action Coach Tampa Bay. And here we are again with another wonderful business owner in the area. So we have Evan Collart here, and I want him to just give us a brief overview of who he is, how long he's been in the area, and about his business. Would you go ahead and do that for me, Evan?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I just want to say thanks for having us, Teresa. Surely appreciate it.
Of
So,
course.
our company is PEO Advisors, and I've been in the industry about 22 years. Started PEO Advisors back in 2010. We're based out of Dunedin, Florida. So, if you know the area at all, we're right next to Clearwater. But
Yes.
what we really, and for those that aren't familiar with PEOs, that's professional employer organization, right? These are essentially large payroll and workers' comp providers. They structure the coverage in a pay-as-you-go sense, similar to like an ADP or a Paychex. I think we're at the time where every business owner's probably heard of those services. It mimics very close to that, except you have to take the workers' comp with it. Oftentimes, and there's a lot of ways to angle this business, whether it's through benefits, payroll, workers' comp. But our niche here at PEO Advisors is helping folks with workers' comp struggles, whether they've had too
Gotcha.
many claims. They're an industry that a lot of carriers just don't want to write, or even brand new for a lot of reasons. The market's very hard, especially here in Florida. And we're really at an unprecedented time where nearly 2 out of 3 blue collar companies are at the point of having to get workers' comp through a PEO. So it's certainly been a
Gotcha.
good time to be in the industry. Like
Hmm.
any industry, there's been peaks and valleys as the market gets hard and soft. But they just announced that the workers' comp rates for 2024 are going to go down by about 15%. Which the business owner champions that, right? They love that low premiums. I think everyone gets excited about that. But the second side of that is now the market's really just going to get that much tougher. Carriers are going to underwrite with a lot more discretion. Some are even talking about leaving the state, simply if there's not
Mm,
enough rates or premium there to make it worth their
right.
time, they'll come off of it. So it's a unique moment in the industry for sure.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So we are talking to like our audience is medium to small business owners. Most of them have been in business for a while. Some of them haven't acquired other employees yet, but they're thinking about it. What is the best time to contact your company in that
Best time?
process? Yeah, the best time for them to call you.
Well, anytime it's very simple, right? You get down to the path of employees. The state of
Mhm.
Florida says if you're a white collar business, you don't need to obtain workers' comp until your fourth W 2. Whether you're
Okay.
part time, full time, doesn't matter. If you have 4 people taking a W 2 paycheck, that's when the mandate to buy workers' comp is. On the flip side of that, if you're a blue collar business, once you have one employee. So it goes
Gotcha.
beyond that, though. As you work for builders pulling permits, that demand of needing workers' comp increases. So really, anytime, it's a very quick process. You can get a quote in 24 hours, get the coverage in 48. So oftentimes they'll wait until that last minute, and I get it, right? They're working on their brand and
Right.
revenue and marketing
Yes.
and
Yes.
finding revenue, and so that's one of the things they think about last, but it's really the
Mhm.
elephant in the room, right? We've got to make sure these employees are covered through workers'
Right.
comp. And for those that aren't truly aware of what this does, it covers an injury for both medical bills and keeping your employee paid through that process. So it's certainly important.
Awesome. Thank you. Because I think that's very key for us to talk about these issues because this is not something, like you said, that's talked about a lot. So this is very important for our community. So tell me, how did you get into this business? What sparked your interest in this sort of business?
It's funny. I really kind of fell into the business. I was on a dart league of all things on a Tuesday night up at the bar with the gang and throwing darts. And there was a gentleman that was in the industry. I was doing mortgages through the refi boom, and that industry was just kind of stalling post 9/11, and really just kind of got me into it. And I always liked helping businesses or individuals, right? I mean, in the
Right.
mortgage world, it was so, awesome just to see folks get their home, get their dreams. And there's a little bit of a parallel here because, like I say, we're helping businesses oftentimes get workers' comp when they normally can't, or certainly can't get it at an affordable rate. So it has that same
Yeah.
feeling. Nothing feels better than a thank you for helping us out, right?
Right. So you, like many of our guests, have survived through the pandemic. So tell me how that affected you, if it did, and what you've done to get through it.
Well, not to get political, I think we were certainly lucky to be in Florida, right? We were the quickest back to work, the quickest back to school.
Right.
The housing market collapse in '08 stung a lot harder, right? Our book nearly went
Okay.
down by 35% through that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was expecting something similar through the pandemic. Luckily, our book only had about 5% attrition. So but we were prepared, right? I mean, of course, the SBA and the funny money and everything that was getting pushed out there, I was urging my sales reps and urging our clients to take advantage of those.
Yes.
But it really didn't hurt us as much as one might thought. Construction literally seemed to be down for just a couple of weeks. So thank goodness there. But post the housing market collapse, we at PEO Advisors diversified a little bit. We got more into towing operations, trucking, long haul. I was trying to find more or less recession-proof industries, and I
Right.
know
Right.
that's kind of tough to say, but the reality is
Mm-hmm.
cars always break down, goods always have to be delivered, and that was a big pivot for us back in '08.
Awesome. So my favorite question is, what keeps you motivated day to day? Because
Well,
business can get hard, right? No matter what part of it you're in, like
yeah,
whatever stage you're in. There's some points where it's like, I don't know about this. So what keeps you motivated every day?
yeah, I think as entrepreneurs, we've always got to find something, right, to keep us motivated and dig deep. And don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, I've been doing this 22 years. I've had that 7-year itch a couple of times. We bought out a partner, and that was kind of a new
Right.
challenge. We rebranded the company back in 2016, and that was a new challenge. And just today, believe it or not, we're actually having our PEO license hearing. So after brokering for 22 years, we're actually going to start our own PEO, which is a big
Oh,
step for us. Today's our hearing, so hopefully all goes well up in Tallahassee, but that's going to be really our next big step. So I've got a 17-year-old son that I raised by myself, and that's certainly a big motivator. And there's about 15 of us here at the company, and a lot of us are doing very well. And so it's just been nice and awesome to help change lives through the process. We help business owners, we help our staff. It's really a nice family here. So, but that dig
wow.
deep factor, it's almost like you have it or you don't, right? And
Yeah.
it's not for everybody, and I don't mean that any sort of way. But I think entrepreneurs watching this will know what that it factor is that I'm describing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today. This has been a great interview, very informative. I appreciate you. And I'll have all your information below the video. So, guys, if you want to reach out to him, please do so. And that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and you have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thanks
And
so
we'll
much
see
for
you
having
next
us.
time.
You
Oh,
bet.
so you're so welcome.
See you, Teresa.